we are in the top 3 and taking welcome back the top and taking number 3 spot. Last video I ran all Sky the reinforced. Now this character video I decided God well I picked it at 1.0 was my number 1 spot. He was like absolutely amazing in my opinion. All the time in Supremacy and other game modes maybe like that. He was a beast, an absolute beast. Like I said, he was one of the heroes right now. His moves are good, he's got the play the repulse. Once again, can one-shot most instantly and so very hard list to make. And really good, it can also get the enemies away from you. And all heroes are probably pretty good now. Now there's no more. I think they've been left in an alright, okay way. And his dash is, I think they're all amazing in all situations. I barely ever dies it. This is completely my opinion. I did just die there, which is a bit embarrassing. And even so, he is an amazing character. He's got good enough health to survive with. Into number 22, we have great dash. Always help having a dash with a lightsaber hero. He is a very good if you use him as a correct all-round hero. I think great for me probably was that makes sense. Coming in after that. I think it's a bit harsh to say he's the worst because why obviously he still is very good if you use him correctly. He has a very small hitbox. And if you use them right, you can use them very well. His smoke move is actually, I find it to be really good. I think the smoke is actually a lot really big, which is what it needs to be for the smoke one. But yeah, so yeah, I do like that a lot. It can help confuse the players a lot. The L1 armor move, of course, is amazing. It was completely stunned and melts. You can just walk into a room and hit loads of people at once, and they won't. They'll struggle guns. They can have their guns disabled, and you can kill loads of people. But for me, I don't think it deserves to be really any higher than any other heroes. I think it is. I think it is in the right spot now, and that is why it makes it to the number 22 position for me. Okay, so coming in at number 21, we have Chewbacca. Now initially I thought I was going to put BB-8 here, but after using Chewbacca BB-8 a bit more, because of his weapon. Now it is obviously very powerful when you're next to someone and you can pretty much one-shot them. It is an amazing blaster, but the damage drop off at distance is absolutely huge. That I just couldn't put it. Like, I just really thought that BB-8 would probably be a better choice sometime than Chewbacca. And even though BB-8 is a short-range one as well, I think you could just use BB-8 maybe a bit better than Chewbacca at times. I mean, obviously Chewbacca still is very good. His moves are very powerful. Knockback, always amazing. But the way you can use BB-8 compared to Chewbacca, I would probably maybe choose Chewbacca BB-8 sometimes. But his abilities are very good. Obviously he's got the shot and the knockback, which is always helpful knocking troops to the ground. And he's got his overload ability, which is really helpful obviously. It can be really helpful for melting heroes. And it doesn't have I don't think it has any I don't think it slows down your movement at all. But yes, I just really think that BB-8, you could put BB-8 higher than this, and the damage drop off really does it for me, is what made it at number 21. So yes, that is why it is my number 21 spot. Okay, so coming in at number 20, we have BB-8. Now this guy is really good for some reason. Surprisingly, when he first came out, I was a bit like, oh, they're going to be rubbish, but they are really good. I have used these guys before, and oh my, they are really powerful, really useful to use, and can destroy enemies, absolutely destroy them. L1 and R1 move is absolutely awesome. You can kill so many enemies with it. It is really good. You can actually walk into a room full of people, activate it, and you pretty much kill all of them. If you play these guys right, BB-8, you will destroy with these guys. They are amazing. Like I said, L1R1 move, just what I was saying, completely amazing. Their charge is awesome as well. Just charge into an enemy, it'll one-shot pretty much most infantry, maybe not heavy, which is just really good. Just like that there, really powerful. And if you use these guys right, you can go on mega kill streaks with them. And they're just absolutely amazing. But L1 move, scan, always helps to use, give you that edge on players, knowing where they are. So, you know, to call them surprise them, always helps with that edge. Just, yeah, they're really great all round. Yeah, I just think they're really good, and they deserve to be in the spot. I've seen people place them a lot higher, but I think they're in the right spot, I think, and they are in a good spot, and probably are in the right spot. So yes, that's why it makes it into the number 20 spot for me. Okay, so coming up at number 19, we have Leia Organa. Now this might be a bit of a controversial one, but personally, I've seen people put it a lot higher, but personally, for me, this is where I would put her, and I think she would deserve to be in this area. Because all the heroes are very good, so it was a bit of a struggle making this, yes. But I think she has to go somewhere, and I think it was right to put it here. Her shield is of course very good, but like in BattleFront 1 you had a move to shoot through it, which you can't do now, and I don't like that. I like chaining together the secondary fire and normal fire, which can be really helpful. Her L1 move, throwing multiple grenades, is very helpful, and her L1 and R move gives her an absolutely awesome gun. But yes, but I just can't put her any higher. I'd probably choose to use other people ahead of her. So, but she is a very good hero, and by no means is she bad. But yeah, I just think she deserves to be in this place, and that is why. Okay, so coming in at number 18, I think this was always obvious that Captain Phasma was going to be coming in somewhere at the top of the list, because she is a very situational hero, and I would choose so many other heroes over it. In some cases I would choose Leia, even though Leia is a bit higher. I find Leia quite similar to Captain Phasma. They both seem quite situational to me, but they are very good in the right places. A good thing for me is Captain Phasma's weapon is very good, I do find. I think it is an absolutely amazing blaster, and it is very good. Probably better than Leia's in my opinion, just because of the way I like to play and the way I would use the blaster. But yes, she's very situational, like I said. She does her best when she's on a droid, and that's pretty much most of the time when you're playing as Captain Phasma. You want to be on her droid, because if you're not, and you run into a situation, then you are pretty much dead as Phasma, because she can be very easily dealt with. She is probably the easiest dealt with hero, but I put her higher than some of the others because when she's in the right situation, she can be used really well. But there is a lot of downfall to her as well. Her L1 and R1 move, which buffs her health, gives her a lot more health, which is very good indeed. Her melee moves are also a really nice move to use, because it's just really cool swinging around a massive staff. But yes, I think this is a nice place for Captain Phasma to be in, and it was very hard. I was debating a lot whether to put her lower or not, because she's a very situational one, and yeah, but she did end up being in the number 18 spots for me. Okay, so coming in at number 17, we have this may be a controversial one again, because I think people put this like a lot lower in the list, but for me, I don't really think he deserves to be there. The way I play, it's just not how I just wouldn't use boss. I would choose so many. Oh, what happened there? I'd choose so many other heroes above him, and my aim has gone just crazy there. But yeah, I just really. But I'm not saying that he's bad. He's a really good character. I think his moves are like the best in the game. They are really good, and his L1 and R moves gives him an infinite grenade launch, which is amazing. The gas is also amazing, and the proximity mines are just really great. But yeah, for me, controversial one, but I would choose the people I put above him, put lower than him, in an instant ahead of boss, because obviously he's really good. But for me, this is the way I play. This is where I think he deserves to be, and that is why. Okay, so coming in at number 16, we have Aiden Virtue. Now, I really like this one. I use her quite a lot. Her moves, I think her star cards abilities are also very good as well. The shield can be really helpful. The stun can be amazing. You can go up to a hero, stun them, just like this here, and then you stun them, and then you can absolutely melt them if you hit all the shots in the head. So like against like some saber hero as well, you can melt them down to nearly zero health and beat them with Iron Burst here, which is just really good. Also deploys the shield, which is helpful in situations where you're like maybe a choke point and you don't have a lot of health. It does get melted quite quickly, it can, but overall she is very good. And of course the pulse cannon is okay, but I don't really use this ability a lot because I personally don't like it. But she's a very powerful hero. I use her a lot, but she has to go somewhere, even if it is quite high on the list, because so many heroes are so good in this game, but she has to go somewhere. So she is number 16 for me, and that is why. Okay, so coming in at number 15, we have Boba Fett. Now, I do think this guy is very good, but obviously he has to go somewhere. So, because all the heroes are very good, and this is just a very reasonable spot for him in my opinion. I think it will be. This would be a pretty reasonable spot for him to be in. And yeah, but his blaster is very good. You can float above enemies and just shoot them. Concussion rocket, even though it is a bit buggy, can help you when you are fighting against other people. His R1 missiles very powerful indeed. You can hit multiple groups of enemies and kill loads of them. He is a very powerful character, but he has to go somewhere. But I think you put him a lot higher. But in my opinion, and the way I play, I would choose other heroes higher than him, and yeah, that is why. So yes, this Boba Fett is my number 15 spots. Okay, so coming up at number 14, we have Emperor Palpatine. Now, I have seen people put this a lot higher in their list before, and initially I was as well. But when using him again and really working out the list, I decided to put him at this position because personally I don't really like him that much. I don't really like how you have to play with him, and that's just not the way I play. And I usually do just like that. I do not do very well with him at all, and I have just proven my point there. His abilities are very good though. His L1 and R1 move is very, very powerful. It can stun the enemy, damage them as well. It can really annoy the enemies too. The R1 move with the lightning is of course very good as well. He is an okay hero, but truly I do absolutely shocking him personally, but I had to put him this low because of the way you can play with him and how good he can be. But by my play style, I cannot use him at all. I'm not very good with him. But so that is why I did put him at the number 14 spot. Okay, so coming in at number 13, we have Finn. Now, this guy is an amazing hero. Very powerful, very, very powerful. His blaster is really good, and his moves are very good as well. Pretty much helpful in most of them. His blaster is honestly, I'm pretty sure it's one of the best blasters in the game. It absolutely melts everybody. It truly is powerful. But I really do love this, love Finn. I love his character, love his blasters and abilities. I think they are really powerful and amazing, and probably one of the most powerful blaster heroes in the game. He is really good, and he gets loads of health buffs from a lot of his, I think I'm pretty sure he gets 2 health buffs from his abilities. It is really good. R1 move, which gives him, I believe, this is the one that gives him a pistol. The L1 gives him the overload, and the L1 and R1 move gives him a huge health buff, and I think it's also an overload as well. I don't know. I don't really know because I don't really use Finn much, and I don't know why, because he really is a great character. I mean, look at that, and it's huge as well, the amount of health he can heal up to people, because look how big that radius is there. His L1 move, the overload ability, it's awesome. Just makes his blaster even better than what it already is, because he truly is a great one, one of the best blast heroes. Not the best, but up there, a very huge contestant. And his L1R move giving him a huge health buff. But yes, he makes it to number 13 for me, and that is why he has an amazing moveset, and you can do very good against heroes, just like I did there. So yeah, here's my number 13 spot. Okay, so coming in at number 12, we have Lando Calrissian. Now initially, I was going to rank this guy like 7 spaces higher at number 19, and I can't believe I actually considered to do that. Because when I started using him, because I never really used to use him because I didn't know how good he was, but I was very shocked with how good he is. He is an absolute beast of a character. His pistol is amazing, super powerful. His smoke is really good. It is really huge, actually, a lot better than like the commando droids in the last video where I ran the reinforcements. He really is a great character. His R1 grenade is very good as well. Really powerful, can be used a lot, and you detonate it whenever you like, and you can stun enemies, keep them stuck like that, which is really good. His thermal scope just gives an absolute addition to his pistol, which is really helpful, and as I just did there, the L1R literally gives you aimbot. It is absolutely amazing. And the damage drop off in this gun, there doesn't seem to be that much, and it's really good. You can get aimbot with this dude, like you can multiple enemies, you can hit it once with the L1R move. There we go, just like that. I hit 2 there. I think the most I've done is 3 before that, because I haven't really used this dude a lot, but from this day on, I am going to use it. He is great. His abilities are absolutely awesome, and he definitely deserves to be this high on the list, and that is obviously why. I mean, look at that, he's just got him 3 Island Mercy easily, and his blaster is absolutely melting her. But yes, he definitely deserves to be in the number 12 spot, and that as well. Okay, so coming into number 11, just missing out on the top 10 spot, we have Han Solo. Now I thought about putting him in front of some of the lightsaber heroes, but in my opinion personally, I do think all the lightsaber heroes are better than the non-lightsaber heroes, the blaster heroes. But that's in my personal opinion. Other people are putting lower, but using lightsaber heroes, for me, I find all of them better than the blast heroes. But that is not to say that the blast heroes aren't good, because the blast hero is absolutely amazing, and in my opinion, Han Solo is the best blaster hero. His blaster is absolutely amazing, super powerful. Honestly, I think people sometimes underestimate how powerful his blaster really is, because it just is an absolute, like, it basically is a pistol shotgun. It's huge how powerful it is. His charge dash is really good, coming out with that kick, which can one-shot, I'm pretty sure, all infantry classes, maybe not heavy. And his overload ability is very good, maybe a bit short, but nevertheless, very good.
You can aim better than that.
Oh, I just missed all my shots there, but if you can hit all your shots with Han Solo and his overload, he is an absolute really good. I did just mess up as in there, but usually when I'm playing as Han Solo, I just really did a mess up there. I barely ever die, because he is an absolutely amazing blast hero. His proximity, oh not proximity mine, is his detonator is very good, which is the L1 move. It is very powerful, really truly an amazing card. Overload is very good, maybe a bit short, but if you can hit all your shots, it won't matter, because you can melt anybody. His charge move is very good. It can one-shot most infantries, maybe not heavy, I'm not entirely sure if you do it right, but it definitely, Han Solo definitely deserves to be at number 11 spot, and that is why. So coming into number 10, and starting and getting into the top 10, sorry, and coming in at number 10, we have Rey. Now, I know it's harsh to say that she is the worst lightsaber hero, but honestly, she is. She is still good. I'm not saying she's bad, but she is most definitely the worst lightsaber hero. Her R1 mind control can be countered easily if you know how. Her rush is good. Her rush is good. It can knock over everybody you hit with it, and I'm pretty sure it can kill the infantry. Maybe not heavy though. Her on an R move is very good. It gives her focus, which of course is very helpful. And but yeah, she just doesn't compare to the other heroes. I would choose many other heroes. That won't be her over her all the time. Like, she would probably be the last hero I go to. So yeah, it may be a bit harsh calling the worst heroes, but in truth it is. So this is why she's just coming on the edge at number 10, and that is why. So coming in at number 9, we have Master Yoda. Now, he's obviously a lot better than Rey in my opinion. I just think Rey has been completely neglected and has been really done over. I just don't think she really cuts it out, to be honest. I think she's really better. But so Yoda is now at number 9 on the list. The thing that makes it for me is his really small hitbox, making him harder to hit, which makes him really good to stay alive in hard situations. His moves are good. Rush is always very good to have as a lightsaber hero, so it gives you that, helps you out when you're fighting against blaster heroes, so you can get in close to them and you don't have to just use all your stamina to block, which would not very good at all if you had to waste your stamina on blocks. His on and R move buffs you and people around you, which is very good, making you stay out in the battle longer, which is always helpful. Get those few extra kills. But he's a number 9 for me because I just think it's just one of those ones where I just think the other heroes that you can play as are just better, to be honest, just in general better. But he is still obviously a very good hero and definitely makes it into the top 10 and is in well deserved the number 9 position, and that is why. So coming in at number 8 we have Count Dooku. Very powerful hero once again, but I personally do not use him a lot. I would choose most other heroes before him, but yeah, that is personally my opinion. I do not use him a lot, but he is still a very powerful hero. His L1 and R1 move is a bit of lag there. His L1 and R1 move is an absolutely amazing move, giving him really good dueling abilities. Can just wreck people with that. His lightning is obviously very good as well, and not entirely sure what his L1 move does. That proves how much I don't use him. But just from his L1 and R1 and the L1 move, he is a very good hero from that. But I remember what his R1 is, but he's an alright hero. He's pretty much just an alright hero, and there's nothing really that wrong with him, nothing really that great with him, which is why he's just placed for me around here in a very middle spot, in my opinion, for the lightsaber heroes. At number 8 he is very good and his abilities are good, and that is why he makes it to the number 8 spot for me. Taking the number 7 spot is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now I really like this hero and I use him a lot. He is a beast. His stamina is really good. His moves are okay, but personally I don't really like his L1 and R1, the mind trick one, because that can be very easily countered. His L1 move is good, but it can be annoying to charge up. And his dash, of course, is very powerful. His defensive run, is absolutely amazing. Probably, I reckon, one of the best abilities in the game. Like you can run and defend all the shots, and then you can come out, and you can hit multiple people, then come out, and so you hit one, and then you come out and hit another, and if it was out another infantry, which sometimes it is, it can be very good to use these. And the L1 charge up move is also it is very good. It can be annoying to charge up, but when you charge it up properly, it can be a super powerful move, which is always helpful. The on defense rush is really good when you maybe in a choke point want to run out, or just simply run at someone and with the defensive rush and hit them. It is an amazing guy. Got great stamina as well, which is always important in a hero. So he's an amazing hero for me, and very, very, very good in my opinion, and definitely deserves to be in the number 8 spot, and that is why. Taking the number 6 spot, just falling short of the top 5 is Kylo Ren. Now, I really like this guy, but as it is in number 6, I would use other people above him. He's a really good character. His moves are really nice. The freeze is amazing. When you freeze multiple enemies, it can be very, very helpful. Also helpful when you're against, for example, a hero. Look like they're just frozen. They can't do anything. Just come in, get an easy kill. Also very helpful with heroes. Also very helpful with heroes, like I said. Moves very nice. Pull also very good. And the frenzy when you're in maybe a bit of a choke point and need help and you've got people a lot around, you can just activate that and you'll stay out there for longer and be fine. He is very, very good lead, and he definitely deserves to be number 6, but I couldn't put him any higher, to be honest. I think he'd, I would choose other heroes above him, and I think this is a good spot for him. This is where he deserves to be. So taking the number 6 spot is Kylo Ren. So getting into the top 5 and taking the number 5 position, we have Darth Maul. Now, in my opinion, this guy is probably my favourite hero in the entire game. By my playstyle, I absolutely love to use this guy. It's very fast, one of the fastest heroes in the game. And his L1 lightsaber throw can hit enemies on the way back as well, which can finish them off, which is really good. His R1 dash, always very helpful when you're in a hero with a lightsaber. He's got a very good combination of skill moves with the choke, throw, and the dash and the lightsaber. He really is a really good, well-rounded character and always a safe option to use. And I can go on kill streaks with this guy for a lot of kills. He is one of my favourite heroes in the game, and he definitely deserves to be here in my opinion. With the way I play and the speed of this character, he really is probably my favourite hero in the game, like I said before. So he definitely deserves to be in here in my opinion in the top 5, and that is why. Getting into the last few spots now and taking the number 4 position, we have General Grievous. Now, I had a huge debate where to put this guy. I thought he was going to be a bit higher, a bit lower, sorry, but I ended up putting him around here, which I think is a nice position for him to be at. I really like using General Grievous. I do use him a lot. His claw rush move is really good, and now you can go back on hero, back on yourself, back on them, and like you can kill everybody, and you can have damage buffs on it as well. I'm pretty sure with the star cards. General Grievous is a really, really solid hero, and I really like using him. I can use him very well by my playstyle, and he really is a great hero that I do like to use. And it is a well-respected spot number 4, and he definitely does be there. His L1 move, of course, very powerful, very hard to deal with, and it is a very useful. The R1 move, like I said before, amazing, can knock over heroes, and which is very, very helpful when you're fighting them. He is a very powerful L1 move, also very, very good. It's a well-respected spot, and he definitely deserves to be in the spot, and that is why. Now we are into the top 3, and taking the number 3 spot, we have Luke Skywalker. Now this character is an absolute god in my opinion. At one point he was my number 1 spot. He is an absolutely amazing character in my opinion. I use him all the time in Supremacy and other game modes like that. He is a beast, an absolute beast. Like I said, he was at one point my number 1 position. His moves are good. He's got the force push, the repulse, and I'm pretty sure can one-shot most infantry, and so can the force push, which is really good. It can also get the enemies away from you, make them fall over, which is also very helpful. It is just his dash is of course amazing in all situations. I barely ever die as him, but I did just die there as him, which is a bit embarrassing. But
Skywalker standing by. Even
so, he is an amazing character. He's got good enough health to survive with. His, like I said, his abilities are great. Dash, always help having a dash as a lightsaber hero. Force push, great. Repulse, great. He's just an all-rounded hero, and he's great at being all-rounded, if that makes sense. He's an absolute unit, and he definitely deserves to be in the top 3, and which is why he takes the number 3 position. So, number 2 goes to Darth Vader. Now, I had a lot of debate with number 1 and number 2, going back and forth, choosing which one I wanted to be in the top spot and number 2, and I ended up choosing Darth Vader. Now, it was very close between number 1 and number 2. We'll get on to number 1 in a second, but it ended up being Darth Vader, and now I'll give a reason for that in a second. His moves are great. Lightsaber throw, very, very powerful. Choke, probably one of the best abilities in the game. And it just cannot be counted. It really is great. And he is an absolute tank as well. What put him at number 2 for me was his mobility. He's one of the slowest characters in the game, and that is the main reason holding him back. And his L1 and R movement frenzy gives him a health bump and that extra focus and damage as well, which gives it really helpful. So in my opinion, he is making it into the number 2 position, and that is why. So here we have it. Number 1 position, which goes to Anakin Skywalker. Now, I don't know if there's much surprise about this one, but this was probably always going to be either Vader or Anakin Skywalker, my number 1 spot. Like I said, I did have a lot of debate between Anakin Skywalker and Vader being their positions, and it took me a while to end up deciding which one I would rather have. And it ended up being Anakin mainly because of the speed of Vader. I usually prefer to play faster, and Darth Vader's a bit slower than Anakin Skywalker, and also because of the way you kind of chain his abilities up. You can chain his abilities up very good using Passionate Strike and Heroic Might. Oh, not Passionate Strike, using the L1 move and the L1 and R1 move together, which I'll try to show you, because the L1 move doesn't quite finish off normal entry, but then you can come in and press L1 and R1 move and it finishes them off. That is the big thing that does it for me, the amount of times you can chain it, and the amount of players you can do it to at the same time. You can probably do it to about 5 at the same time. His arm move is also amazing, can break through, I'm pretty sure, all blocks in the game, which is just really, really helpful to have. And you just cannot ignore that. And its his fourth move, Retribution, is just overpowered. It is godly. It's godly. You can walk into a room with like 15 people in. I've seen this on a video before. Some guy walked into a room with 15 people in, turned on Retribution, killed them all. It is overpowered. Anakin is overpowered, even though he is quite buggy. For me and the way I play, he has ended up being at the number 1 position for me, and that is well deserved and definitely should be here. So that is the video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. That was the ranking all the heroes, all 22 heroes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. And comment down below if you'd like to do anything, maybe play any different games or do anything similar to this. And it was very hard, I just want to say once again, it was very hard making this list, and all heroes are good, and my list will not be the same as yours, as I'm sure you have different playstyles to mine, so just keep that in mind. This is not actually the best hero in the game, and in my opinion this is. So if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.